All right, so how about it? It's our 100th episode of Restoring Christine. Bill here, our 56 Bel Air that we've been restoring. Her name's Christine. This channel's Restoring Christine, and this is officially episode 100. Thank you all for tuning in. This one, I wanted to make it special. I've been thinking about what to do, and you know what? My channel's all been about work. How about we take this one and we make this one all about where we've been, what does it take to get to this point. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be a little bit of a look back. We're going to go back and we're going to roll everything up from where we've been to now. It's all about rust repair. It's all about replacing sheet metal. If you've got a Tri-5 Chevy, you've got one of these classic 50s cars or 1960s cars that is just eaten alive with Detroit era rust, as Christine was, believe me, she was a basket case. And it's taken a lot of work to get to this point. We changed rocker panels, floor panels, quarter panels. We've changed the bottom of the door. We changed the bottom of the trunk lid. We've changed the trunk pan. We've changed so much metal. We've done so much welding, so much body work in this car to get it where it is now. So if you're curious as to what it takes, if you've got one of these cars and you see that you can buy it for a few $100, roll it out of the weeds, and you think you're going to get it, you know, back to something that's drivable and presentable, then maybe this episode will help you out. You'll at least get to see what you're in for. What did it take for us to get this car to this point? So that's what we're going to do this week. Here we go. All right, so where do we start? So Christine is a car I've had since 2005. And it's a 56 Bel Air, two-tone. It was red and white. The reason why we call her Christine, I know that she's not a 58 Plymouth Fury like Stephen King's Christine, but my kids thought she looked like the movie car, so that was the name that they gave her when they were little, and the name stuck. So we still call her Christine to this day, and to me, that's, you know, the whole family refers to the car as Christine, so that's just what we know her as. Well, the first thing I did was when I rolled Christine out of mothballs and decided to go ahead and restore her, is I sent her off to, I disassembled a few things and sent her off to a blaster. So I had her meteor blasted, and that's episode 2. So I walked through the entire car, and at that moment, the car itself was bare metal. It looks gray. It looks like primer, but it's not. It's literally bare metal. I just got it home from the blasters that day, and that afternoon I rolled it in the garage and I sprayed it with a metal etching primer. Anyway, we started to look at everything, and it was like really, it was horrifying in that moment when I got the car home and I looked at everything I was up against. So I'm going to show you all the different things that we had, and we're going to bounce back and forth between the episode 2 video, the documentation where I had, you know, where all the rust is, but then let's go ahead and look and see what we fixed since. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at Christine. And one of the things that was a big deal with Christine was the floor pan. The floor pan was huge. You know, the floor was a mess. Over there, it was like literally Fred Flintstone. It was a big old hole. All the braces underneath were rotted. So I've got a series of episodes that'll go over the installation of this, or the removal, all the bracing, how to put the bracing in, how to remove it, and trunk pan I'll show you in a second, but that's all episodes 26 through 32 is the floor and the trunk. And also my rocker panels. These rocker panels are brand new. So I did an unboxing video. This is the one on the driver's side. You can see what it looks like now that everything's been tightened up, but this was a mess. As a matter of fact, I've still got one of them. I've got one of them just that I saved just to see what I was dealing with, but you can see the holes that were in it. This was a replacement panel that, a replacement rocker panel that somebody put in but didn't fully weld it. So anyway, I've got a video, I've got a couple of videos out there that show this rocker panel along with the other one. Let's go take a look at the passenger side. Let's see. The rockers are all in episodes 33, 34, and 35. So I've got an unboxing, and then I've got, you know, fitting it in and how it's welded to the floor pan. It looks good, you know. So this took a bit of work. There's been quite a bit of work. More recently, lately, I've had to fit this in to get my, as I was repairing the cowl and making the cowl watertight. Another thing that I was doing was on the A-pillars. These A-pillars were rotted. It was major rot here on the top of the cowl, major rot here into the A-pillar. This A-pillar here was horrible. I'll show you some retro video on that. But when I did the A-pillar, that was episode 20. And it was a lot of work to get this, and I made this in multiple pieces. If you've not checked out his channel, Fitzy's Fabrications, I owe an awful lot to that channel to show me how to do this. And it was like a learning experience with me. I'd welded metal before. I hadn't welded sheet metal as much as I've welded sheet metal now. And but anyway, Fitzy's Fabrication was a big help in that. Another area that was a big deal, oh man, it was horrible. This package tray was an absolute mess. So this was made in a bunch of different pieces. This package tray was torn up. The window channel was bad. Here, what they call the sail panel part of this C-pillar was all torn up. And so this is all made in a bunch of different pieces. So I did the package tray repair in episode 24 here, but then when I did the C-pillar repair, here's the passenger side. So this C-pillar, this was all cancered up, and it's been replaced all the way up to here on both sides, or at least on this side. Blended in. That was all I think episode 7 and 8. So I also had a couple of the window channels. Window channels were done. I've got a few episodes where we did those. These window channels were a mess, and now they're all ready to go to receive stainless. You know, so let's step back. This rear quarter panel. This rear quarter panel, it's a new piece that's in here. I can show it to you from inside. There was a rusty patch back in that area, but this rear quarter panel, I did an unboxing video on that, and that was very early on. I think that was episode 6. And then replacing this and replacing the other side, let me show you the innards. So you can see on the inside, you can see where there's the new panel, there's the weld. That's what it looks like on the inside. It goes all the way down to the bottom, ties in back here. I had it cut this way. I had to drill new holes for my stainless. And then you can see the body filler kind of coming in. Yep, where these were being filled out. So I'm gonna have to, I'll be doing undercoating on this. So I'm gonna spray this with a pickling acid, and then I'll spray undercoating on it. But you can see how it looks on the inside, and now it is all done with body filler, straightened out. There's a lot of work to get to that point, you know. Let me show you the other side. So the other side here, this is a little bit different. So this quarter panel, when I replaced this quarter panel, I want to say it was episode 17. It's one of my most popular videos as far as the number of views. But this quarter panel was replaced, and when I did it, I had some issues with alignment. So this quarter panel wasn't the greatest, and then my fit up didn't work that great. But I had to split this bottom of this quarter panel and widen it out so that it would align with the rocker panel. And now that's all straight. But then I had a lot of warpage in here. So what I had to do is I had to cut out a whole section right up in here. I brought the quarter panel up to this point or something like that. And then I had to weld in another panel sometime after that. Show you how that was. So here is the original. I say original. That's the first patch that I put in. So that's the quarter panel. It goes all the way down to the bottom. You can see how it fits in here at the wheel well. But then I had to come back and I had to cut out and put in another piece right here because this was so warped that it just wasn't going to work. So again, I'll go ahead and do that. You can see the inside of the windowsills. These windowsills were done too. That had to be replaced. So let me show you the trunk. Trunk lid was a lot of work. I'm gonna go ahead and open it back up. I still got my latch on it for the time being. But when you see this, the trunk lid was rotted all along this bottom edge, and so this is a new piece. This is a new piece from here all the way down. I bought that. So I bought this is new. That's original. There's a weld seam and filler along that. I don't know if it'll be able to see it inside of there, but there's also maybe a 6-inch strip that's right here. This is all rotted. So this is the original 1956 trunk lid. It's not a replacement trunk lid, but that's what I had to do. Is I basically had to take the inner shell and the outer shell and repair all that. Brand new trunk pan. So now the trunk pan is in. I've got body seam sealer all the way around, but this is welded in. What else did we have to do in here? I think this all looked pretty good. The new, the tail panel here was replaced by somebody else, but it wasn't welded up. And now I've got it all nice and tight and welded. You can still see some of my body filler in here. I'm still playing with the, with all the detail before I spray it, but I'm getting really close. Another thing that was a mess were these two end caps. These two end caps, and in episode 16 and 18, I believe it is, I had to replace both of these end caps, but they were an absolute nightmare of a mess. Give you a good look at the side of the car. It is flat as glass now. Everything. So I've got some videos that are also out there. Some of my videos I do a lot of body work after about episode 60 or so. So after 60, we're doing body filler. I've got some videos that I show. I go over the body filler that I used. I used all Roberlo products and U-Pole. I go over the sanders. So I used Harbor Freight. I'm a big Harbor Freight fan, so I used Harbor Freight sanders. I also tried a Bondo Hog. I tried an 8-inch Bondo Hog. And next to the board sander, it's like, I barely ever use the Bondo Hog. I'd save that money. So let's see. Yeah. There was some work done on the cowls. So on the cowls, I have some hidden cowl repairs. This had to be on the floor pan on the inside, and then the toe board on the inside. And then this outer cowl, I've got another one over here. That was all repaired. So that's most everything on the body, you know. So new floor pan, new trunk pan. It's taken me 2 years to get to this point. So it's new floor pan, new trunk pan, repairing the trunk lid, rocker panels, and look. Oh, here you go. I did keep some of my sheet metal. So this is what my doors looked like. This is what I started with. Set that down. You can see it. But that's what I started with on the bottom of my door. Somebody had patched something, put it in. It's an absolute mess. And now here's that very same door that this came off of. Here's that very same door. So the door looks really good. It's got a new piece of metal from here down. And the inner shell had to be repaired, the bottom 6 inches. So the bottom 6 inches, this is all new. That had to be repaired, but that's still the original door from 1956. Here's the other side, the passenger side. I had to do the same thing. And you can see on this one, I did have to replace the bottom 6 inches. So I've got the door shell. This was new material, and then you can see the weld seam on the inside for the bottom 6 inches that was replaced. So the outer skin has been replaced in that door, and both of them, you know, look just like this. They're both flat as can be. My front fenders, those were some of the first episodes that I ever did on the channel. I think it's episode 3. I did this patch in this lower corner. And it's humble, but yeah, there's the inside, so I had to do some work on this. And the outer edge. A lot of stuff that had to be done, so I shall put some clips up for that. I had to do the same thing on the other side. Show you that from the back. So what I've done since is I am now getting ready to paint it. I've done a lot of body filler. I've done a lot of priming. I have priming videos out there showing you the materials that I used. I've got videos out there that show I used a polyester filler material to spray primer. Probably wouldn't do that again if I had the choice, but I tried it. So it's been 2 years worth of work to do all this. I did it all myself. I didn't have any help. I was buying tools as I was going. Have I done this before? Yes. I've got a 1971 Cutlass that I restored 3 years, frame off. I did everything in this garage, just like I'm doing with Christine, and I'm a do-it-yourselfer, so I'm going to do everything, and that's what I've been doing. if you've followed along, I'm doing this channel for a number of different reasons. One, I'm trying to share knowledge. Two, I'm trying to document the build. And three, I'm trying to leave a legacy for my kids. So, you know, in years from now, when I'm dust in the wind, you know, there'll be some legacy for me that's out there that my kids can, or my grandkids can look back on and see, hey, we know that guy, or maybe we didn't know that guy and now we do. So that's where I'm at. But anyway, it's been a terrific journey for 100 episodes. I love that everybody is participating, is chiming in. You know, I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm not doing this to make money. I'm just doing it to, you know, hey, make new friends. And I've been doing that. I've made a lot of virtual friends through YouTube, and it's been great getting to know each and every one of you through the comments. I do appreciate you watching. Thank you for being there for 100 episodes. Thank you for being there with me for 2 years. Let's try to get this thing done this coming calendar year, and we'll be done with it, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So anyway, thank you for being along for the ride. I do appreciate it. Until I see you next time, please take care of yourself. Cheers.